Alright, I'm back this week bringing A Storm of Swords, which was adapted by HBO as the third and some of the fourth season of Game of Thrones. And of course, the book and the show run with the same format, focusing on a different character one chapter at a time, but not really evenly. In A Storm of Swords, Arya has the most chapters. She's got 13, and they're mostly about her travels with the Hound, which are more tense in the book and a little more comedic in the show. All the way up to their late arrival and escape from the Red Wedding, and their travels being abruptly ended not by Brienne of Tarth, who in the book is still at King's Landing, but by Polliver and the Tickler, who were part of Beric Dondarrion's group who captured them the first time, and then there was that battle in the cave. Anyway, they both make it out alive, but of course the Hound's wounds get the better of him, and just like in the show, Arya leaves him for dead and finds her passage to Braavos. There are 12 chapters on Jon Snow, mostly about his relationship with Ygritte, I think it's Ygritte, and less about his other run-ins with Mance Rayder, more wildlings, and Craster. There's 11 chapters for Tyrion that evenly match the book and the movie. You know, his marriage to Sansa, which creates tension between himself and Shae. His accusation of murder of King Joffrey, and of course the following trial, ending in the gruesome death of Oberyn Martell. And then his escape from King's Landing with a few parting shots at Shae and Tywin. Storm of Swords introduces us to the more personal side of Jaime Lannister. There's 9 chapters on him, mostly about his travels with Brienne of Tarth, their capture in Harrenhal, which leads to their tenuous alliance. Sansa Stark gets 7 chapters, featuring her introduction to the Tyrells as they reach out to her to extend kind of an olive branch for displacing her, and get some information from her about Joffrey. And of course, there's the additional peace offering of marriage to Willis Tyrell in the book, Loras Tyrell in the show, and transferred to Highgarden. But then it's cut short by her brief marriage to Tyrion before she escapes King's Landing while he was on trial. Catelyn Stark gets 7 chapters, but technically 8, as she sticks by Robb Stark's side as he's now king in the north, and he does break oath with the Freys by marrying his combat medic, who is named Jane Westerling in the book and Talisa in the show. And this 8th chapter comes in as an epilogue. After she's killed at the Red Wedding, she does not stay dead, and she makes a comeback in this epilogue, not as a White Walker, but as a vengeful banshee. There are 6 chapters on Davos Seaworth, mostly while Stannis has him locked in a dungeon, due to his increasing doubt, suggesting open rebellion, because he doesn't just disapprove of Melisandre and her rituals burning people alive, he hates it. And then while he's in this lockdown, he's introduced to little Princess Shireen and starts to learn how to read from her. There's also 6 chapters for Daenerys, as her adventure continues as she travels to Astapor and Yunkai, where she frees slaves, gains soldiers, and barbecues people who have it coming. And the book introduces us to Missandei, who is 10 years old. There are 5 chapters that introduce us to Samwell Tarly and detail how much he hates being on Night's Watch, how poorly he's doing at it, until he takes Gilly and her baby with him after the run-in with Craster. There are 4 chapters on Bran Stark during his travels with Osha, Rickon, Hodor, Jojen, and Mira to Castle Black, and on their way they meet with Samwell, Gilly, and the baby. What is only in the show and not in A Storm of Swords is Theon's capture and torture by Ramsay Bolton. Also, like I mentioned before, Brienne has not left King's Landing with Podrick as her squire. And there was also included in King Joffrey's wedding reception a comedy show that's really only supposed to be funny if you're a jerk like Joffrey, because elements of this little show are crass and meant to be rude to Tyrion, Sansa, and the Tyrells. The best elaboration, in my opinion, from book to show is the character layering of Margaery Tyrell. In the book, she's just another royal kid. They don't really say much of anything about her. In the show, they make her into Cersei, who is inarguably Westeros' most extreme helicopter mom. They make Margaery her nightmare daughter-in-law. She visits with war orphans and gives them candy and toys. She dresses sexy, and she has a way with words that wraps Joffrey around her little finger. And that covers A Storm of Swords and Season 3 and some of 4, now that the storm is over. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you next time.